Your toaster is staring at you. Two dark slots, one shiny handle, and somehow an expression. Cute? Slightly disappointed? But the real answer is far stranger. For a split second, your brain may treat that appliance less like metal and more like a face. Then it changes its mind. What happens inside those few milliseconds? The experience has a name. Face Pareidolia. Seeing a face in something that has no face. Outlets look shocked. Cars look furious. A mop becomes a suspicious uncle. This is not simply imagination pasted onto vision after the fact. It begins where sensation meets prediction. Your eyes send up edges, shadows, and contrasts. Bottom-up information. At the same time, your brain sends down expectations about what those marks might mean. Top-down information. Usually, the two agree. With a toaster, a cloud, or burnt bread, a few face-like clues can make the prediction briefly win. Jiangang Liu and colleagues demonstrated this unusually well in a 2014 fMRI study. Participants were prepared to find faces or letters in noisy images, then shown pure visual noise. They reported faces on about 34% of face search trials and letters on about 38% of letter search trials. Crucially, when they reported a face, activity increased in the right fusiform face area, a region strongly involved in face perception. Expectation did not merely produce a verbal guess, it helped recruit face processing machinery. But that leaves an open question. Is your brain slowly deciding, that looks face-ish, or does the mistake happen almost immediately? In 2020, Susan Wardle, Jessica Taubert, Lena Teichmann, and Chris Baker combined fMRI with millisecond-sensitive MEG. They compared real faces, ordinary objects, and matched objects containing illusory faces. Early on, the neural representation of a pareidolia image looked more like the representation of a real face than its matching object did. By roughly 250 milliseconds, it had shifted back toward ordinary object processing. So your brain performs a tiny comedy routine. Face, wait, kettle. That rapid correction reveals the deeper trick. Face detection appears broadly tuned at first, favoring sensitivity, then becomes more selective. The fusiform face area is part of that story, not a magical face button. A network across visual and other regions contributes, and context changes the result. The illusion goes beyond spotting two eyes and a mouth. In a 2021 study, David Alais, Yibin Xu, Susan Wardle, and Jessica Taubert found that people reliably judged emotional expressions in object faces. Using a serial dependence task, they found that judgments of a current expression were biased toward the expression seen just before, even when one face was human and the other was an object. Your grumpy cheese grater can enter some of the same expression processing stream as a person. Why is the system so eager? A popular evolutionary story says missing a real face could once have cost more than mistakenly greeting a rock. That is plausible, but pareidolia alone cannot prove this adaptation story. Researchers can show a detector that privileges sensitivity over selectivity, and face-like orienting appears very early. Mark Johnson and colleagues reported in 1991 that newborns tracked a moving face-like pattern farther than scrambled or blank patterns. Yet the developmental mechanisms remain debated, and experience rapidly shapes face perception. Evolution made you see predators in toast is a catchy conclusion, not an established result. The modern world keeps feeding the detector. Emoji compress faces into a few marks. Product designers give cars apparent eyes. Video filters sometimes attach eyebrows to furniture, making machines commit their own version of the joke. Once the face appears, personality follows. Friendly lamp, worried backpack, judgmental toaster. And there is the final payoff. You do not see a face because the object contains one. You see it because perception is an active, rapid negotiation between evidence and expectation, and faces receive an unusually early audition. The toaster was never staring. Your brain simply cast it in the role before the object had finished reading for the part. Notice the next face hiding in plain sight, and subscribe for more strange shortcuts inside your mind.
Thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe.